Ready?
Yep.
Now we are back working on our Smoke-Stang 2015 Cummins swap Mustang. Small problem, our door is kind of messed up because a Dodge Dakota really wanted to smash. Let me just say he did a damn good job of it. So good that we can't actually open this door now, which is going to be a problem because we can't get nothing out of the building very easily. Last time we got in here, I just kicked this door open, but since then I secured it with about 15 screws all the way around it. So that's not going to work for us anymore. So now I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get in this building. Trust me, you guys ain't gonna wanna see this. Hold on, I've got to get the metal piece to show everybody what's we done. I turned into an evil witch. We made it inside the building, and needless to say, we did not crawl through the window. No, we sure didn't. We should have shut it, that way they believed us. But let me give you a little bit of a catch up since the last time you guys have seen the Smoke-Stang. Now, last time you've seen it, we figured out how to make this Ford crossmember work with our Dodge transmission, and everything worked together. But you know what I figured out? I didn't like the way it fit, and I just decided, you know what? We don't need that. So I did the next best thing. I built this crossmember. Now you might be saying, Westen, is that a little bit overkill? And in my mind, nothing is overkill. It's the perfect amount of thickness. Look at that. Yeah, this thing can hold up the Empire State Building on its own. This should hold our transmission perfectly, and it also puts our transmission at a better angle where it's not tilted down so much, kind of brings it up. That way the driveline has a good straight shot right into the rear end. It just fixes a lot of the small problems we was having with that crossmember that this crossmember fixes. And also, it looks like we got a piece of railroad iron underneath our car, and that just looks cool. And the next thing, I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of this part, but I gave our 12-valve Cummins a little bit of a makeover. Let me show you what we did. Now I've gotta say, our 12-valve Cummins was feeling pretty bad about itself. It'd been neglected and dirty in that truck for close to 20 years. So you know what we did? We did the best next thing we could do for it. We gave it an official rattle can rebuild. A lot better than us dropping this engine on the ground. Woo-woo. Guys, our painting ability is unmatched and unknown. Nobody knows how good we are. Look at our paint booth. Bam! Paint booth lighting on.
Though I try to resist, I can't fight this. And no one makes me feel like you do. When no one.
We shot a coat of primer on it and then a coat? What the hell is a coat? A coat of glass. Hold on, I went dumb for a minute. A coat of primer and then a coat of gloss black paint. There we go, I figured out what I was trying to say. After we did that, we took and did the next thing we needed to do in bolting that beautiful red thing called a power-driven diesel transmission to the back of our 12-valve.
Sets my body on fire, and no one gives me shivers like you. Oh, no one does it better.
And I just gotta say, it almost looks too pretty to hide underneath the car. Now, let me say the guys at Power Driven Diesel did a hell of a job building this transmission. It's got a lot of billet parts in it, upgraded clutch packs, a triple disc converter in it. This thing should hold all of the power that we are going to throw at it. And all of the power it's going to take to break the tiny Mustang rear end. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried, but our fingers are crossed and so are Dom's, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. Did you have your fingers crossed?
Yes, I did.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Keep them crossed because we need all the luck we can get. Anyway, guys, what we just did, I just got a rear to the face, and I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, what we just did is install the motor mounts onto the engine. Now let me show you kind of exactly how these work. It's pretty interesting. Now these here are the motor mounts we actually fabricated to hold this big engine into that car. And let me kind of explain to you how it works, because obviously guys, we don't have no $50,000 plasma table or any fancy tools like that. We've got hacksaws, oxyacetylene torches, and a whole lot of termination. And that's all you need, it ends out. So what we did is we actually got a plate cut out from, I don't know, what is that, some 1/4-inch steel, and poked some holes in it to bolt to the side of the engine. After that, we got a piece of shank that comes out with a hole drilled in it for these rubber isolators to mount on, because obviously this Cummins engine is going to shake so much. We don't want it to shake our car to absolute death. So we got the rubber isolators on it. Now let me show you exactly how it's going to mount to the car. These little pieces of plate right here. Now let me start off by explaining. Right here is the 2 factory motor mount purchase for the EcoBoost engine. You know, that's the right hand side, that's the left hand side. And what we did was we made a plate that goes on the top of there, bolts down for them motor mount purchase on the engine to sit on top of, and then there's a bolt that goes down through that rubber isolator, and there's a nut that's welded on the backhand side of that to keep it threaded in. All we got to do is sit this down, bolt it down, and then bring the motor in and sit it down on top of it, put a bolt there, and officially the engine is mounted to the car. When we get that engine for the car, what am I saying? Hold on. I'm going stupid this evening and I need to fix it real quick. Did I get all the stupid out? Okay, I think it is. We are making history tonight because this should be, unless something terribly catastrophically, hello Dom, goes wrong, this should be the last time that we put this engine and transmission into this car. Actually, this is the first time we've actually put the red transmission into this car. And you know what? I almost feel bad. It's so beautiful. It's going to be such a shame to hide it underneath the car and all of its beauty. But it's all right. It'll do its job well, even though it's not seen. But it's a history-making moment, and we are ready to make it happen. So, there ain't nothing to it just to do it. Without further ado, all right, come with me, my friend. We are taking you to your final home, the moment of truth, where you can make bunches of power and all the smoke in the world. Can we do it? Can we actually put a 12-valve Cummins into a Mustang? And to be honest, I didn't know. And everybody mocked me and said it couldn't be done. But here we are. Proof that it's fully bolted in, it's fully bolted down, and from this point on, it's going to fly together like a breeze. And if I just said that, I jinxed myself. But you know what? I'm so happy right now, I couldn't care. Now something kind of interesting happened earlier. The garage door guy came up here to put a clicker to open this garage door so that way we don't have to get in and out of the window this morning. And he's kind of waltzing by this car and he gets right about here and he's like, what the? Where's a Cummins in that Mustang? Dead serious, that's exactly what the guy said. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, how'd he get in there? I'm like, Dom? Damn it, that was a 5-liter when we left. And some dummy, when we was putting the torque converter bolts in, cracked the harmonic balancer with a big old pipe wrench, so I got to get a new harmonic balancer too.
Don't look at me.
What do you mean?
That was all you.
That was on me, I can't lie. Last night we took and got the 12-valve fully bolted into the Ford Mustang. We got the Dodge.
Yes, it happened. You just seen it.
Yeah, you guys just seen it. It happened. We got the transmission bolted up, and it's official. This engine is in here. It's not going anywhere. It's not a joke anymore. It is serious. We're gonna make power. So now what we need to figure out what to do is we need to figure out how to get it started, which that shouldn't be that hard. They're simple. They're easy. How to make lots of power, how to make it look cool, how to make all of the stuff that's supposed to happen up here happen. How hard could it be? First things first, let's see if we can get it started. I don't know if I'd start right there. That's gonna kick like a mule.
Oh, hi. We can't find another way to fit these fuel lines from the fuel tank. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut from right here to make this little hole into a big hole.
You have such a way with words, Dom. Now Milwaukee, I'm not gonna lie, we just took it out of the army truck. It was in the toolbox. It's been underwater for the last 3 days, and it still kicks. Milwaukee sponsorship? Question mark. We use your stuff. This is what you need. See that? I give you a crowbar and you hammer with it. What the heck is going on? Seems professional to me.
I can reinstall this grommet and we have a hole now.
Yeah, it's perfect. I bet you Jesse James does stuff like this.
Here you go. Okay.
I'm going to just take that from you, sir. You don't... Try to figure out which size fuel line we need. We got 3 sizes here. You know what? This one's the biggest. We're going with this. And install. All right, hold up. Let me lift you up. Do you remember that scene from Titanic with Rose and her hand against the glass? That's totally what it seems like should be happening right back here right now, but it's just one big fat guy. Oh yes, it's getting heated and steamy in there.
I've never known a love so steady. Even gold won't turn your tide. We flow together like an ocean.
All right, so we got the fuel line run all the way from the back of the car to... Guys, it's dark back here. Yeah, this will work. Oh my God, guys, look at it. Is it bright? It's bright. All right, so we went ahead and got the fuel lines run from underneath the car all the way over to the fuel cell, and they're hooked into the back of the fuel cell right there. Return and feed on. All we got to do now is take and pour diesel that's in that gas can. Obviously, if somebody steals your gas, you want it to be diesel. That way they don't get very far. Pour it in our fuel cell. Then we'll have to come up here to the engine where the fuel lines are actually hooked up to the engine, surprisingly. And we will have to hit that primer bulb a whole bunch of times until all of the air is out of the entire fuel system. We've got fuel to the engine, which is good. You kind of need fuel for them to run. We put an exhaust manifold on it because when all the power tries to escape from this 12 valve, we don't want it to go everywhere. We just kind of want it to go that way. So now we're going to go ahead and hook up the very approved method of getting one of these started. It may start up and run away, and if that's the case, we'll go catch it. Hopefully don't run far because I can't run that route. Hey, you know what? It is a Mustang. That means it's wild. We better watch out. Is there any crowds near? We're the only crowd here. We better be careful. All right, let me go ahead and hook this up. This, guys, is a monumental moment. So much work has gone in to this exact moment. Seeing the Cummins Mustang roar to life for the first time. So, I've got my key. Let's fire it up. This is, you want to know something? All the guys up in Chicago have keys like this for their cars too. Oh no, is it Detroit? Where's all the cars stolen? That was kind of anticlimactic, but we got air in the fuel system, so it's going to take a little bit of cranking over to get it fired up. You want to go ahead and loosen the injectors up just a little bit more? Ready?
Yep.
Fuck. That was just a slight knock. It's fine.
It looks like you fired off a musket.
I missed the bastard! Hold on! Let me ramrod another one! Oh God, I got it! I'm going to hit him next time, I know it! You gotta consider, it's just loving life. Just loving where it's at. Its position in life. It's like, I'm the first Cummins to be in a Mustang. I've got to smoke a lot. I've got to make a dramatic entrance. It's like a beautiful woman. It can't be ready at the first part. How dang key fit in there? Why do you keep stopping?
What in the hell happened?
Hey,
Shouldn't we open the shop so we don't,
hey, you know what? This is such a victorious moment. I don't care if I die from carbon monoxide. You're right. Dom, it actually runs.
I know. It looks like someone put a smoke machine in our shop.
Well, they did. Little did they know it's attached to a drive line. That is so epic. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Well, guys, you know what? You have no reason you can't hit the subscribe button. Now, we have a Cummins and a Mustang that runs. If you don't hit the subscribe button, you're unpatriotic now. We're gonna have to wait a couple years for all the smoke to get out of our building. But you know what? It was well worth it. The Cummins Swap Mustang runs, and I am a very happy person. So, I'll see you guys next time.
I like how you're saying something about patriotic while you're wearing an Irish shirt.
Hey, I like my potatoes.